Back and throws up the middle. Rose is on his way around. Picked up by Otis.
Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? I say, here comes the boom, ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Boom, here comes the boom, ready or not. How you like me now?
You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati.
What's up?
Hello, world. How y'all doing?
How is everybody tonight? We got one person in here right now. Pork chop.
Pork chop?
What?
Dude, pork
No,
chop, man. How you doing, bro?
We are not playing Pokemon tonight, sir. Hey, strangers in there too. Nice.
Yes. Wow. Who the idiot? Jerome, what's up, buddy?
There we go. We're
All
getting
right,
some
man.
people in here.
We got a show going here, man.
Yeah, all right.
This is
So-
awesome, man.
So, Greg, I know you. Well, actually, first off, before we do anything, let's make sure that we talk about our Brimminghorn Meadery. Okay, our code is HOODAY9. Do not forget to use that when you go on their website and order a minimum of 2 bottles. If you like alcohol, number one. If you like wine and you like honey and you put those things together, you're gonna love Brimminghorn Meadery. They win all kinds of awards, and that's no joke. We went through it the other day. They've got so many awards dating back to what was it, like 1993 or something? I think it was 93. It was insane.
Man, like, James, I was 7 years old, man. Jeez.
Right. But please, we've been in contact with them. We're talking about doing some stuff with them here in the future. So make sure to go and support them. Use the code HOODAY9. You get 15% off on your order of 2 bottles or more. All right. Greg, I know you have been watching a lot of Combine. I know you've been watching a lot of Malik Wright. So I know you've got a ton of information that you're ready to share. What's something that has just stuck out to you over the past couple of days, whether it's been the guys yesterday in the Combine, today in the Combine, anything that Malik maybe has said?
Right. So combining everything together, I mean, Malik said today, I wouldn't Hayden Hurst back as much as the next person. Now, it's up in the air still, but it sounds like the Bengals, from what Malik said, they are prepared to move on from Hayden Hurst if that's the necessary thing. I mean, look at the guys they met with today. They met with Washington, Mayer, Kincaid. I'm trying to think. That kid out of Iowa. I mean, clearly, they're preparing.
That's Laporta. Is that right?
Laporta, that's right.
Yeah.
James, one thing I can guarantee you, there will be a new tight end on this roster. I am 100% sure. Oh, yeah, Nick, congrats on your necklace, buddy. That's right, man.
Darth Bengal hooking it up.
See, Jimmy, never said you never won anything, right?
No, I can't say that ever anymore.
What are you talking? You won that. Yeah. No, ever since I helped you out that one time, man, your luck has changed, bro.
Absolutely, 100%.
There you go. But yeah, one thing I can guarantee you, just from what I've gathered, we're getting a new tight end. Now, I know, look, just because you interview someone doesn't mean, we want him 100%. But the fact that they're speaking to multiple tight ends, just my personal opinion, I could be naive. I'm 100% sure a new tight end is going to be on the roster next year. That I can guarantee you.
Yeah, there's going to be somebody. And Pork Chop talking here, Darnell Washington, the freak out of Georgia. Goodness gracious, he's 19 feet tall and 873 pounds, I believe. I think that's accurate measurements from the Combine, if I'm not mistaken.
Put it this way. That's a guy I would not want to get into a fight with or anything and all that and stuff.
100%. Dude, he's a monster. I watched him during the college football playoffs, and I was like, oh, my gosh, this guy on the Bengals could do some damage. He could be that guy that comes in on the end of the line. He can block for you. He can get out in space. And then I don't know if you've seen the picture floating around of him hurdling defenders. 6'7", 280, hurdling defenders. That's not it's not easy.
No, that's not. I mean, clearly, athlete is thing. The thing of it is, so I went pork chop. Don't get mad at me. The thing of it is, I just don't want to risk taking a project the first round. But the thing of it is, if this guy can block, this guy can be used. If Joe Burrow came in my office and said, "We need this guy on my team," I don't question anything. I don't say anything. I just said, "Give me that phone, Washington. Welcome to Cincinnati. Hang up." I mean, that's it. My personal pick, if I had to pick. Kincaid, I know everybody likes him because he's a freak athlete, but those back injuries, man, those injuries just kind of scare me a little bit, man. That kind of scares me a little. No, but if I knew he's healthy, then so be it. But Michael Mayer, he seems like the safest pick in my opinion. Now, look, I like to go bold and all that, but Mayer, though, man, the times I watched him for Notre Dame, I mean, that kid is a freak and all that. I watched him against Ohio State, man. I mean, you look at this guy. This guy looks like an NFL tight end. I mean, this guy could just cause damage for you. I mean, like Ohio State, man, was doing great on defense, but I just remember Mayer was just causing them problems all game. Santori, our co-host, he could tell you. He doesn't need to tell you what he did to him against him in high school and all that and stuff.
Ooh,
so, yeah. So, but no, if we drafted Darnell Washington, I would not be mad at all. That's all I'm going to say. Okay?
Well, speaking of Michael Mayer, pork chop. I was thinking it in my head, and then I looked down, and a new comment popped up, and Pork Chop put this out here. Mayer trying to sell me on how much he would love to play in Cincinnati. But Washington's his pick. Now, I want to go back to Michael Mayer. He was talking about growing up 15 minutes from Cincinnati, playing for the hometown team, and he said, "You already know what Joey B can do." That came out of his mouth.
Yes. So, I mean, the Burrow effect, man, is just so contagious. I mean, we do, but like, I still get amazed because us as sports fans, we're not used to hearing this, that people want to come to Cincinnati. I don't know if you're seeing this yet. It's still mind-boggling to me how much badly players want to come here, man. That is just, I'm still amazed by that and still in awe.
Real quick. So the other day, this report came out about facilities and all this stuff, and the Bengals graded bad on a lot of stuff. They did very well in strength and conditioning and different stuff like that. But what I put out in the group chat, I said, these NFL players, they talk amongst themselves. They already know which places have better this, better that. They already know everywhere that has the good amenities and who doesn't. People still want to come to Cincinnati. Like, that's evident. It happens the past 4 years. It's evident. Look at all the different free agents that we've signed. And guys that are still here now, DJ Reader being one big one, BJ Hill, that was a trade, but still, these guys that are coming here and then they're staying, I think they're fine. And I don't think that that's going to hurt as much as people say, because people are like damning the Bengals.
You know what? You look at the Ravens, how people say they're such a well-run organization. Look at the strength of the conditioning. Got an F. One player threw them under the bus saying, "Yeah, they ruined my career and all that." Then you look down in Jacksonville where there's a rat infestation down there. And if you want to talk embarrassing, that's embarrassing, in my opinion.
Pork Chop, I don't think you can get number 0.
I think I saw somewhere people are trying to apply where you can't number 0. Oh, dude, if Darnell Washington came in with number 0, I almost think he would outsell Joey B. No, but he would be up there at number 2.
That number would be good. And Crypt has a comment. So you're saying Big Savage Night Train Greg, Yosemite Sam's not going to be on the Bengals next year? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying, look, Malik Wright, look, the guy, no. And he said, look, he talked, all you have to do is just watch the interview. He said something like, "I've talked to someone close." He says it's up in the air. That's all he said. I never said he was leaving, but it's up in the air. But one thing I do want to squash down that doesn't make any sense to me, Cleveland Browns. Why would you want to go there where you just committed a bunch of money to Njoku? That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Now, Jesse Bates might, but still, they invested a bunch of money. But Hayden Hurst, why would you want to go there and be a backup for a joke? I don't get that.
I don't think he's going to go somewhere where he's not going to be
No.
at minimum 1A or 1B.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to go somewhere like that.
But as Pro Football Focus stated, if he's projected to get $9 million a year for 3 years, I'm sorry. Look, I want him is back just as much as the next person, but it has to be for $6 million or less. I'm sorry, And if he gets that somewhere else, it's hard to say. I'll be happy for him, but I'm just saying they're meeting with a bunch of tight ends and all that. I mean,
we talked about it. We kind of think that sweet spot is like 5, 6, 7 million a year, something like that. Maybe a 2 or 3 year deal somewhere in there, and then reevaluate after that. But I think
I hope he, like I say, we still get Hayden Hurst back and still get a new tight end. My statement is we're getting a new tight end, and even if we do get Hurst back, I still think we're going to get a new tight end on the roster.
Right, and Taylor has a good point here. He says he is out on drafting round one tight end. I don't think we are necessarily, but I understand what he's saying here. Too many cheap free agent options, deep rookie class. That's absolutely true, because you can get guys like Laporta, not in the first round. You can get guys like hold on a second, Latu. Is he the guy out of Alabama?
That's I didn't do too much. Like Wiley, obviously I Bearcat, so obviously I'm cheating right there. But I know Kincaid. I know there's a Michigan kid. No, this is a deep tight end class, so we don't have to feel like it's like that Kyle Pitts, and after Kyle Pitts, no more tight ends. This is a deep tight end class. I agree with you. But
here's some here. So Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
The 3rd, 4th round guy, something like that. Josh Wiley, Cincinnati kid. Luke Schoonmaker, Payne Durham, Candy Latu. There's all kinds of guys that are valuable later on in the draft, as opposed to a first round tight end. I totally see what he's saying. And there's another guy that people aren't really talking about a whole lot, Irv Smith from Minnesota. That's a guy that he's not going to be very expensive. He's young. If something doesn't work out with Hayden Hurst, I would love to see somebody like Irv Smith come in, and then you draft a rookie, say in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, something like that. Then we're talking about something here.
No, exactly. Like I say, I'm not against it, but if the best player available, is the tight end going to Cleveland, those fans talk. Oh yeah, Pork Chop, 100% agreed. Pork Chop, you're the buddy. But like I say, also, man, there's plenty of options. It's like with Bijan Robinson. I have no doubt in my mind the guy's a first round talent, but with the deep class of running backs, I mean, there's like maybe almost 20 running backs to choose from and all that stuff. But if he's your best player available, I'm not going to get mad or anything. But no, the tight end deal, all I'm saying is if that's a guy they know they can contribute immediately, then take him. But if not, and we get one in the 2nd or 3rd round, by the way, Bengals, if you draft someone in the 4th round, please be Wiley. Pretty much because I have a bet with Santori right now. I'm not even in this bet. I'm scared. But no, I said,
Big Savage Greg's wallet, please.
Please. I call it. But no, Laporta, the Iowa tight end, I saw a sweet play. I'm sure you hated this. Kentucky was playing Iowa, I think, early in the season. He made like a sweet move against a bunch of Kentucky defenders. I don't know if you ever recall watching that or not, but there was a sweet play he made against UK. I mean, that guy's, if we got him in the 3rd round, I would not complain at all.
I appreciate you taking the knife and driving it deep into my heart. I appreciate that. I think you twisted it too. Oh, yeah. No. But so we're, you brought up running backs and how, listen, if Bijan Robinson is somehow there at 28, you think really, really hard on taking him, because I think that he's a really good talent. However, there are so many guys, like you said, and a Kentucky guy who's going to be cheap. He's going to be a 5th, 6th round guy, Chris Rodriguez. He always seems to find a way to get positive yards. He's a bowling ball. Good dude. there's guys like Mohammed Ibrahim. That's another guy that is going to be a good later round guy. Chase Brown, Zach Evans. Now
Dude.
he's a little earlier, but then you got guys like Tajay Spears or however you say his first name.
No. One running back. So Malik Wright was asked this. Now, like I say, we don't know what he has connections to towards the draft and all that, but he did not hesitate at all. Who's the kid out of Alabama who's ranked number 2 behind Bijan Robinson? Gibbs. He immediately said him, and I know he's a freak and all that. I mean, dude, all you have to hear is the word Alabama. That's all you need to hear right there.
Hey, so, he said, "Don't draft C-Rod." UK.
Chris Baldwick. No, this is a friend of my brother's. He is you're a UK fan, Chris. What are you talking about, Chris?
Brock,
man, Chris, you always get Bradford out like a UK, and this is my god.
I see Brock on Twitter all the time. He said, "Houday, we need to protect Burrow, pass rush, defensive tackle, and secondary help." So
totally agree. So I don't know if you've been watching lately. When I was on last night with Bourbon and Dale, one player that's coming up here is Jawan Taylor. So the Jaguars franchise tag Evan Ingram, and they were throwing it to Taylor, but you can only franchise tag one player. I mean, Jawan Taylor's been a steady pass protector. He's been getting better. He's not that great at run protecting, but let's face it, we're a pass first team. Problem is he could be commanding around $15 million a year. I don't know how deep the Bengals are willing to do that. Now, the thing Malik did say is he did say that he thinks they're going to add depth. Maybe now he didn't say starter, but he add depth. Now, when I first heard, because like apparently on his show, he asked Duke Tobin, "What's your take on the offensive line?" He said when all 5 stars were healthy, they did very well. But the thing with La'el Collins is a lot of Cowboys fans, 1 or 2 fans told me, "I told you so." With Collins, I am not trying to pull. I'm just saying, if I know I can get someone out there more reliable, and we don't know when Collins is going to be ready, I personally would say, yes, go center right tackle. Now, if that depth piece can fill in and we know Collins can be healthy, they know Collins can be healthy, I'm fine with that too. I just don't want to see Akeem Adeniji starting at right tackle.
I agree. Like, I don't want to see that. We've seen it. We haven't liked it. And let's please do something else. Adeniji, he's a nice guy. He's a good dude, but we got to do something different.
Yeah. I just don't want to go. I want to go in the draft knowing we'll be okay. It doesn't have to be great, knowing we'll be okay, where I don't have to think, oh my God, I have to draft this guy at 28. That's the last thing you ever want to do going into the draft.
If we have a middle of the pack offensive line, we're putting up 30 a game.
Easily.
It's going to happen because you saw what happened from week, say, 5 or 6 to week 13, 14, 15. When everybody was together. Oh my gosh, we were putting up some points.
Dude.
Then stuff happened and points weren't all that great. So if we have an average offensive line, because we saw the sack numbers, and I know you can't judge an offensive line only by sacks, but you saw the sack numbers in the middle of the year, really good.
Dude.
And the beginning and late, it got really, really bad. So if we can just get that average line that we've all been just clamoring for so bad.
It doesn't have to be number 1. I was never asking for number 1. Just give me a middle of the pack, maybe a slightly higher. I wouldn't complain that either.
15, 16, 17.
I don't think that's much to ask for. I really don't. Now, Jonah, I'm not going to come at him because we all know he was dealing with injuries. That guy, but this is his
had to have it repaired.
What's that?
He had to have it repaired.
That's ridiculous. I mean, the fact that he was playing with that, that guy had a lot of guts for doing what he had to do. But, like another thing we can squash, we're not going after left tackle. We're not going to sign Taylor Lewan for like $5 or $6 million so we can bench Jonah Williams, who's going to make $12 million. That's just not going to happen.
No.
Taylor Lewan, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen.
I think I agree with you. As neat as it would be, you'd probably have to trade Jonah.
Yeah, and
try to get something for him, but I don't see that happening.
I just don't see anybody saying that. I'm sorry. I just don't. Nothing against Jonah. I hope he proves us all wrong. I hope Jonah comes out and says, and this is a prove-it year for him. This is a big prove-it year for him. So, maybe he comes out and impresses us like, oh, my God, look, where did this come from?
So you always – what is it that you say, especially if we were to get a 15th, 16th ranked offensive line, what is it that you say to other teams?
What I said was, so what you say, get a 15 to 16th offensive line.
Yeah, if we get an average line,
mm-hmm.
what do you say to other teams? What did you say all year last year? If we get this 15th ranked offensive line,
we'd be Super Bowl champions. We
right.
can make it.
What's your saying from last year, though?
Don't stand on the tracks when the train's coming through. There you go. Dude, and I'll still keep saying that next year, man. I mean, like I said, man, when that line was clicking, even like, we were winning games, we were just edging by. When that line started clicking, James, that's when the patsy part of our schedule was done. We were only like 4-2. That's never play with each other. Remember, we were playing all these hard teams. It happened right at the right time. That Pittsburgh game is when we started clicking at Pittsburgh left and right. And we just kept cruising past everybody.
Right after the bye.
Yep.
Yeah,
so that's exactly it. I'm trying to gather up everything that I remember. I'm trying to think. The punter thing did get brought up. I don't know if we're going to draft a punter, but we're getting competition. I mean, they made it pretty clear he's getting competition.
I know last year there was a big run on punters in like the 4th and the 5th round, which is asinine to me.
Oh, yeah.
In my eyes, you get an undrafted free agent, like a Cal Adamitis that we got last year, and he ended up being our long snapper all year, and we re-signed him. And he was the top long snapper in all of college football. He won the award for that. So you can get a guy undrafted at one of those special teams types of positions that can be really solid. So if we just go get an undrafted guy, bring him in for some competition with Drew Chrisman, because what the coaches talked about, Darren Simmons, what he talked about so much was hang time.
Mm-hmm.
He wants more hang time because hang time was bad at the end of the year.
That cost us that big punt return, cancel that's set up for that, that roughing the passer call. That punt return killed us, man. No. No. We're not going down that road. No.
We can make a new punt god, but
not
the old one.
No, Chris, I'm sorry, man. No, we're not going. I'm sorry, Chris, but no, we're not going down that road. But there needs to be competition. I mean, Chrisman, because the thing about him was he had the strong leg, but when you punt, but remember Kevin Huber, I think we took him for granted like crazy because he was so good at not just punting the ball, he kept it away from the returner. He took the ball out of the returner's hands. Where Chrisman punted straight away, no hang time. That gave the runner plenty of time to find vision and just go down the field. That's one thing you never ever want to do. And Chrisman, it's not like I'm losing total faith in him, but he needs competition, man.
Yeah.
There's enough said right there. He needs competition, I mean, that's just the way how it goes, but I want to go back to the defensive line and all that. I've always said this. Everybody else was saying offensive line, and that's your number one priority. But defense, James, have you noticed, even the games we won, even that Buffalo game, we played excellent at Buffalo. Have you ever noticed the quarterback was looking for the opposing team was always looking way too comfortable at times in the pocket?
Yes.
When losing Larry, we never replaced Larry, and I tried to ignore that, but I said to myself, you can't ignore replacing Larry Ogunjobi, man. That was a big part of your interior defensive line. I don't think Cansey's going to be there, but if we can find that, we just need that one guy with that wicked first step that's going to cause disruption in the backfield. We need that one player that can just cause disruption in our defense. I will be totally fine with our defense.
Yeah, and depending how the first or second round goes, and obviously free agency, but and actually second round may be this guy. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but I think his last name is Adebaware.
Yeah,
What do you
no.
say?
So I was joking with Matt and with Bourbon and Dale yesterday. Imagine if you won this prize. You get to announce the Bengals first or second round pick, and you had to announce his name. I'd be like, "Here, you take it. I'm not announcing."
I think it's Adidamiwa
Right.
Adabaware. Adabaware. That's my
Adam,
guess.
yeah, Adam Awar. Yeah, dude.
Dude, he's had some good stuff come out the past day or so.
He may be 6 foot, James, but everything else, like on that, that guy Rass and all that, the athletic score, he checks out everything. I mean, everybody, all these defensive players, it just shows you the change of the game. I mean, you just saw these big, bulgy guys in the 90s and all that. It's like the saying to Ricky Bobby, it's all about speed. Nasty, badass speed. That's what it is, man. I mean, Nolan Smith, by the way, he did hit one thing. Nolan Smith, who also tested well, he doesn't know how high, but they say he's pretty high on the Bengals board, and that guy also tested really well.
God, Nolan Smith.
The Georgia guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. He's like a
linebacker. He's
like
kind of
a second round guy.
Yeah, no, so I don't know him too well, but no, he was supposed to test well, but no, he tested well. Another guy that tested well, that Clemson kid, Brees is his name, the DT.
Yeah, Brian Brees.
Yeah,
Brees.
I think they spoke to him too, but yeah, no, I mean, dude, I've always said we need to put more pressure on that quarterback, man. Nothing against Trey Hendrickson or something, but I want this one speedy edge rusher that I just want that wicked first step guy that's going to come in and make the quarterback, kind of like run around the pocket or do something. I'm tired of seeing the quarterback comfortable at times.
Yeah, they and I did learn something that each team can have up to 60 interviews at the combine of up to 15 minutes each.
Yeah.
So they interviewed quite a few defensive tackles yesterday. Then today they interviewed a bunch of tight ends.
Yes, they did.
And I'm wondering if I don't remember when the offensive line goes. Is probably tomorrow, I would think, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, so tomorrow, tomorrow's big tomorrow. You have the tight ends, quarterbacks, and running backs going tomorrow. So, I mean, or wait a minute. Today was the defensive backs. Yesterday was the DTs, if I'm not mistaken.
Anybody in the chat know when the offensive line goes? Just throw it in the chat, and we'll throw it up here.
I believe tomorrow, though, is the quarterbacks. I believe the tight ends do go tomorrow in the wide receiver, but I don't on that.
I think you're right on that. But look for them to tomorrow. Like, let's say the offensive line goes on Sunday. Look for them to interview a bunch of people tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
a bunch of offensive linemen.
DeJuan Jones. I mean, let's name some obvious ones like we've talked about. DeJuan Jones, Darnell Wright. That kid out of Oklahoma, he's going to get interviewed. They'll probably interview one of those guys that's not going to be there for us and all that. But, just interview him anyway. So they're going to interview guys. I mean, like I said, you have to go through the whole interview process. I mean, even if it's someone you don't know, that way you know about this guy.
Are you talking about Anton Harrison? Uh-oh. Greg, you there? Wonder if his power went out. Uh-oh. Greg, hop back in if you can hear me. I'm going to remove him off of here, but yeah, so I think we've got another person getting ready to join, but okay, Porkchop said Sunday O-line and DBs are on Sunday. So yeah, look for them to interview the O-line guys tomorrow. Okay, I think we got Greg back too. Let's see.
Sorry, my internet couldn't take savage mode, man. It was too much.
That's true. That's
too much to handle, man. That's too much to handle. O-line and DBs. So DBs are on. So I thought the DBs, for some reason, I thought they were practicing today. I forget who was practicing today, then.
There were some cornerbacks, right?
Yeah, I thought corners were practicing today.
Yeah, maybe safety.
Corey was tweeting, but corner. So Malik, I think, like I say, go back and watch you can easily go back and watch the full interview. So I don't want to get quoted wrong here, but I do recall him saying he doesn't know about corner. But if there's a good corner available, you look at Awuzie, man. He is coming back, and he is by the way, he is expected to be ready for the start of the season,
Yes.
which is great. But however, he could be this is last year. He could be commanding a chunk of change and all that. And Strawberry Ice will be at the combine. Strawberry Ice will be helping us out here, everybody. So
He needs to go live.
Go live. I would love to see Strawberry go live at the combine and all that. That'd be awesome. But you know what? If a cornerback's there, I'm not against taking a cornerback. You know, Dax Hill. We didn't really need Dax Hill last year, but you prepare for the future and all that. This is Santori.
He put Where's your video?
It's dark in here.
Where
How
are you
you
at?
been up to, bud?
I was asleep. I'm in my living room.
All right.
Okay. You okay?
You all right?
Yeah, the dogs were freaking out because of the storm and wanted to sleep here, and I fell asleep.
Buddy, are you on something right now?
He
I'm on my
woke up.
couch.
Okay.
He just woke up. That's the thing.
I'm just kidding, Santori. No, but no, Santori, maybe you could help us out here. Who
Here we go.
practices the receivers, the quarterbacks, and the tight ends that do the drills tomorrow?
Tight ends and receivers go tomorrow.
O-line and running backs are on Sunday.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Because at first someone said defensive backs. I'm like, I thought defensive backs went today. But so Santori, maybe you could. So anyway, the statement I made earlier is, can you agree with this? Whether Hurst comes back or not, there will be a new tight end on the Bengals next year, correct?
Well, yeah, there's only one tight end on the roster, and you need 4.
There you go. I mean, I know that's obvious, but I mean, my question to you is, will it be a contributing new tight end? I'll be more specific, actually.
Yeah, they're even if Hurst comes back, they're going to need a complement that can contribute.
Yep.
And if Hurst doesn't come back, they're going to need a 1. And they actually use 2 tight ends more than people realize that they do. And their number 2 tight end going into this year is Drew Sample. I think we can all agree he's not coming back.
Damn it, Santori. No, just kidding.
So, I mean, there's no Uzama anymore. There's no Sample anymore. You're kind of starting to scrape the barrel down to Wilcox, and he's not going to be the guy.
Right. He'll
I would
probably
bet-
be back, but he won't. Yeah, he's not going to have significant playing time.
Do you think Fiji asked? Do you think Wilcox will be back, Santori?
I would bring him back. I mean, I wouldn't be paying him anything, but I'd bring him
I
back.
thought well, filling in. Some people thought I was crazy. I thought the Tampa Bay game. He's no top tight end, but I thought he did a great job filling in.
He did fine for a number 3 tight end. I'd bring him back.
Right.
Burrow likes him. That's all that matters.
Right.
Exactly. That's it. But Santori, like one guy, so one of the commentators said, one guy in the comments earlier, he wouldn't draft a tight end in the first round because how big of a group it is. But wouldn't you agree if your best player available at 28 is a tight end, you know they can play? Would you pull the trigger on that?
Depends how free agency goes. I hate that I'm going to say that for the next 5 weeks of my life, but I am.
I get it.
If
No, it's okay. So if we sign Hurst back, but it's a guy they know that can be immediately contributor, that could be Hayden Hurst's successor, would you still do it?
and he's my BPA,
Yes.
yeah.
There you go. But
The only reason I wouldn't if he's my BPA is for whatever reason they decide to like back the truck up and pay Gesicki like a 4-year contract worth a bunch of money.
Oh,
At that point, I wouldn't. Because the other thing about BPA that people don't realize is it's not just necessarily the best player available, it's the best player available for you. So if I already have a tight end, then he's not best player available.
Right.
You can kind of double dip on a position, but it needs to be a position where I'm going to have a duality where it's receiver, running back, offensive tackle, safety, corner, linebacker, edge, where there's going to be more than one of them playing at any given moment.
Yeah, I
Now,
brought up
now
a guy just in case. Oh, go ahead, Greg.
No. But like, so quick. All right, Irv Smith. Say if you knew. All right, so say if Hayden Hurst should cost you $6 million a year, but say if Irv Smith, a younger guy, you know you get for $3 million, would you still give it to Hurst, who you know that fits the offense, or would you give it to the younger Irv Smith?
Give it to Hurst.
Okay, that's what I figured.
There's something to be said about commonality and continuity.
Yes.
Got
I agree.
There you go.
Yeah,
Go ahead, James.
Well, I was going to bring up Irv Smith, but we were talking about how, Hurst, what that website's projecting is it could be 9 to 10 million a year. It's like, well, we don't really feel that way. We feel like it's more like that 5 to 7 is where that sweet spot will be for Hurst.
Mm-hmm.
You trying to get on your computer?
I am.
You want me to send the link again, or do you?
No, it should be okay.
Well, hey, while he's getting back on the computer, we're gonna play this one more time.
And right into the stretch. Looking back and throws up the middle. Rose is on his way around. Picked up by Otis.
Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? I say, here comes the boom, ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Boom, here comes the boom, ready or not. How you like me now?
You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati.
For anybody that doesn't know, that's our new intro, probably outro too. But old Sick Tory up there, he created that. He did an awesome job on it. So everybody give him props. It was pretty awesome.
Santori, you look like an escaped felon. All you need is some sunglasses. You look like you're an escaped felon or something.
I don't feel good.
You all right, buddy?
No. Sick all day. I get sent home from work at 8 a.m.
Well, I'll give you credit, man. It doesn't stop you, man. You did another show today. You're on a roll here, but I'll give you credit, man. You're like, we ought to call him Michael Jordan playing through the flu.
I'm good from here up. I went into, it's no secret I work in the car business. I went in to go do car stuff today, and my boss was like, "How you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, vomiting, shit in my pants," and he just went, "Get out."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I feel fine." He said, "Don't care. Shit's contagious. Get out." And I was like, "Well, it was never a question of whether I could talk or move or anything. It was a question of how often am I going to be on the toilet today." So, it was really
Care to
all.
share? No.
What?
You care to share how long you were on the toilet, or is that something you don't want to share?
17 and a half minutes.
No.
I was going for 19.
Oh, you guys are cute. I was on it for 3 hours at 4 a.m.
Damn, man. Can we go check the Guinness Book of World Records on that?
No, you don't want to. I think I lost 10 pounds.
What was that? Oh, was that your dog? Okay.
Yeah, it's Walter.
Okay, but Corey, another thing is, do you think they'll draft a punter or sign up? We know they're going to have competition. Do you think they'll draft or sign a punter?
Yeah. You just said you would.
Well, which one? Do you think
one?
That's the only way they're going to beyond a trade at this point. It really depends, and it's not a free agency thing. I think it depends what's available late in the draft. If you get to the 6th and 7th round, and the guy that you knew was going to be the punter is there. Yeah, we had this conversation on I believe Bellied Up to the Bar or Strawberry Ice's show, whichever one. I'm on my third fucking show today. Whichever show it was. I think it was Dale. He made a great point. He said, "How often does your 6th or 7th round pick actually make the team?"
Never.
So if the punter's there, you can go ahead and pull the trigger, with the exception of, someone that you knew was going to be great fell, or they were hurt or whatever, or you had your eye on someone and they're dynamite, or if you've got word through the grapevine that none of the punters are going to go because the back end of the draft is loaded, you can wait. But personally, I think if it's going to be for competition, then you wait. If
Mhm.
you know that the person is going to win the job, go ahead and draft them.
Yep.
It kind of depends. There's no one blanket answer for that.
Yeah. Well, let me pose it a different way. We only have 7 draft picks. Could you see them if we traded back and accumulated a few more draft picks in this draft class? Then could you see them drafting a punter if we had a couple 6th round picks or a couple 7th round picks?
Yeah, I mean,
I think that makes more sense than
Yeah.
drafting one with only 7 picks.
we did that 2 years ago with the kicker.
Why
Yeah.
not? Didn't we try to trade up and get a punter? Because there was like 3 or 4 good punters this year, wasn't there?
I don't necessarily know.
Last year,
Last year, I think we did. Well, obviously, the one punter, we're not going to get into detail or anything, but,
well, there was a run on punters in like the 4th and 5th round. That's like asinine.
punters. Yeah.
Stupid.
I don't know. That's when good punters tend to go. Actually, it's when Huber went.
Yeah.
He was
Huber
a
was
5th
sixth.
rounder, yeah.
No, Huber was a 5th rounder.
Yeah.
4th and 5th round, though. I mean, that's early day 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, all right. Close enough. But, yeah, so like I say also, I mean, I think one thing we can all agree on is we're all tired of talking about. Well, there's a bunch of things we're tired of talking about. Joe Mixon, I'm just going to say this. Just please, it's just time. I thank for what he's done here, but it's just time. You have over 20 options at running back you could do with free agency and the draft combined. If I knew I only had like five options, then I would keep Mixon. We have over 20 options. Am I correct? Or am I just crazy?
You got 20 in free agency and 20 in the draft. You got about 40 or 50 options.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
There you go.
Yeah.
Running backs are a dime a dozen. We don't need to rehash my opinions on running backs.
No.
I could write a book on them.
So for people that don't know, I texted Santori, what am I looking for in the running back? I kid you not. I get like a 3 or 4 paragraph essay, and I'm like, son of a bitch. I got to know all this to take a running. But no, it's all true.
You don't need to know all of it to start at all. I mean, a lot of it. I mean, I like to keep track of my misses just as much as I do my hits.
Yeah.
And my biggest miss that I can think of is Giovanni Bernard. I couldn't stand him in college.
Really?
Just he didn't excite me. I didn't think he was going to be quick enough in the NFL. I didn't think he had enough top end speed, and he had torn 2 ACLs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he's got a lot of tread on the tires. He's been hurt a lot, and he's small. And he never really got hurt outside of Shazier,
Right?
which is astounding for what happened to him in his college career. It's a complete 180.
Mm-hmm.
And he was quick enough.
And he turned into a hell of a blocker for such a small guy.
Right. Everything that I had come up with on a scouting report was just completely wrong on him.
Well, say, Troy, not to rub it in your face more, but didn't you say the same thing about Logan Wilson? Well, that was fine.
Yeah, I completely whiffed on him. I was going through my misses today, and I was laughing real hard. My 2 biggest misses were Blaine Gabbert. I wanted him.
Really?
I did. I wanted Blaine Gabbert, which means that I remember when we drafted AJ Green, I was like, what the hell are they doing? So,
wow.
Oops. It's not that I thought AJ Green was bad. I just thought, who's throwing the ball?
Gabbert?
Yeah.
I liked Blaine Gabbert. To be fair, he's still playing. He's just not starting.
I was going to say, is he, though? No.
He's having a longer career than most thought. And the other big one was TJ Watt. I thought he was going to suck.
Really?
I thought he looked too stiff in college. I didn't think he was going to be able to get around the edge enough.
You mean him and Antonio Brown together? You didn't think was?
I loved Antonio Brown, to be fair. But I thought TJ Watt was going to suck. Oops.
When Antonio Brown was drafted, I hated it because he was a Steeler, but I remember saying, because I'm big in fantasy football, and I remember telling all the guys at the dealership, I was like, hey, if you get a chance, you should probably draft this guy. And they're like, huh? Yeah, you should probably draft him. And then by the end of the season, they were like, how are you right? I was like, I don't know. I just liked him. I don't know why. I just liked him.
I thought I'll be the first to tell you, I thought they were dumbasses for letting Mike Wallace walk a free agent. How that turned out. But no, Sam. So I was telling them about what I saw Malik Wright there, what I got out of Malik Wright today. One thing, the one question that was asked, do they have a replacement for Jermaine Pratt? He said, Akeem Davis-Gaither. You and I both talked about this. You and I both agreed. That was my favorite player in the draft. You told me that was your favorite. Oh, well, besides Joe Burrow and T. Higgins, that was your favorite player in the draft, too, that year, right?
He was one of my favorite linebackers. I actually had him above Logan Wilson. Like I said, I wasn't a Logan Wilson fan.
No, I like to keep it as myself, Santor. I was a huge fan of his.
But I liked what Akeem Davis-Gaither could do. I liked his height and his weight profile. I liked his athleticism profile. I figured he fit what a modern-day linebacker is going to do more than what Logan Wilson does.
Hold on. Does ADG have a red little blotch right here?
Fucking gonna.
No.
Yeah.
Inside joke, sorry.
By the way, Malik Wright did call this. Belichick wanted him. He's already calling that Pratt the Patriots. Does that seem like a fit there?
Yeah, they pay their defense guys, so it's not going to be an issue of money over there. And Pratt profiles for what they want. It's turnover-heavy defense, splashy plays. I could see them lining him up outside like they did Kyle Van Noy and him turning into a sack guy too. They do all kinds of shit over there. They're wacky.
Yeah.
That would probably – I'd never thought about it. That would probably be a great fit for him.
While he's fixing his phone, how long do you see Bill Belichick actually continuing to coach?
I think he's built up enough equity that it's going to take several straight losing seasons.
Oh, 100%.
For them to.
Oh, I don't think they would. I don't think they'd fire him. I think it would be like a, hey.
I mean, he's in his 70s now, right?
Right. Yeah, he's old. That's the thing.
I think he's going to get too old before he loses the touch.
Right.
Which is crazy. I think Father Time is going to get him before. That's not even what I mean to say, because I don't think Father Time is going to get him.
On their offense, if they had a couple pieces.
If they had a
little bit better quarterback,
dynamic quarterback, and some kind of a number one receiver,
yes,
they would be a problem again.
A pretty good team.
They'd be a damn good team. No.
Yeah.
Say, Tori, answer me this though. Like, does this make any sense? Yahoo Sports reported the Browns are going to be on Hayden Hurst. They have a bunch of money invested in Njoku. Does that make any sense to you at all that Hayden Hurst would even want to go there?
It makes sense for the Browns. It doesn't make sense for Hayden Hurst.
Right. Of course it makes sense for the Browns.
They're not, besides Cooper, they really don't have a number 2 receiver, do they?
Donovan Peoples-Jones is a lot better than what a lot of people want to talk about.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
Well, yes.
But they don't have much after that. They definitely need another receiver. I would like – not that I would like this. If I was running the Browns, I would want someone between Amari Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones to be added to the team, because if Peoples-Jones is your number 3, you have a damn good set. Right now he's your number 2, and it's a solid set. Need one more.
I agree with
you. You don't think D-Hop? Yeah.
No, they're not going to trade for D-Hop. Chiefs.
I don't know, man. Watson played with him, and
think the Chiefs
I don't know.
I heard the Chiefs are going to trade for D-Hop.
Really?
That would just be a pain in the ass, but
why would you do that when you knew you could do it with a bunch of B receivers?
Because you don't want to do it with B receivers. You want to make it easier.
It is a lot easier and all that.
You know you can do it with B's. Go get an A.
I was going to say, look at the Ravens.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not doing it. They need a D Hop,
Yeah.
honestly.
But Santori, let me ask you this. So we were talking, you said it's never good. I remember you said earlier, and I still kind of agree with this. It's never a good idea to draft a project in the first round. Darnell Washington, we know he can block. I kind of look at it also as killing two birds with one stone. Would you be pissed off if we took Darnell Washington point blank, like a project such like
I would have a lot of questions about who else was available and why they didn't take them.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It's not that the talent isn't there, it's that it's not polished.
Right.
And when I look at number one picks, which is why I'm not a huge fan of the Dax Hill pick at the moment, I want people that can come in and contribute right away. They should be people that are cornerstones for your franchise. That's not Dax Hill just yet. If you look at the last previous first round picks, they have been Joe, Jamar.
Mhm.
I'm tired.
No, that's right.
Who was last year? Dax. It wasn't. Not yet, anyway. And before Joe, it was Jonah Williams, who I know he hasn't been the best, but he's been a starting left tackle in the NFL, which is not easy.
Contributor, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they really haven't misfired on their ones. And I feel the same about twos. That needs to be somebody that can come in and be a contributor right away.
T.
100%. Drew Sample was not.
Nope.
In fact, if you profile Drew Sample's career, he profiled much better as about a 5th or 6th round tight end. So it's a massive reach. Jackson Carman has not. They've struggled in the second round. Who was the second rounder last year? I'm so tired right now.
CTB.
Huh?
CTB.
CTB.
He's done well.
Yep.
They've done well in the first. They've been hit and miss in the second. They need a little bit more consistency in the second.
But before you answer this, Santori, do you think that the reason Dax Hill did not contribute as much is because they drafted a safety and they already had two starting safeties, like that they weren't going to replace?
I didn't know why they drafted a safety.
Right.
Because I was still on the just extend Jesse Bates train. Obviously, that wasn't happening. So in hindsight, with them knowing that they weren't going to extend Bates, and it's never a for sure thing you were going to extend Bell, you might need one. So I guess that's kind of where they were, and they're planning for the future, which is fine. You don't draft for need, you draft for depth, and you draft for ceiling. So in hindsight, it might work, but at the moment, I didn't agree with it.
Yeah.
No, but so Fiji says, who would you have taken? I mean, we can all agree. Santori, Carl Loftus, if he was there, we would have taken him.
Yeah, he was my first choice if he was there. I can't even remember who he drafted now. So let me see
I'm pulling
on the board.
I've got who was drafted like right after.
I was so damn high on Logan Hall. That's where
he was 33.
Logan Hall, the Houston kid. Santori, I was just thinking about him. That kid was an athletic freak. I wanted him.
Also, how did he do this year? Because I have no idea. That might be one I missed on.
Answer that.
I don't really remember hearing much of him this year. Who did he go to?
No.
And he was
right here.
Terrible.
Right here. Tampa Bay.
Dax Hill did much better than Logan Hall. So I would have messed that one up.
Well, no, Santori, I tell you who I wanted.
Off of 1 year.
I wanted Roger McCreary out of Auburn. I know he was short, but he shut down Chase at LSU. He was shutting down SEC receivers, but they kept saying he was too short.
So I don't care about short corners. That's a myth. On that short list there, I liked Kyler Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Ebiketie. I liked McCreary, and I liked Hall.
Did you like Andrew Booth?
I did not, actually.
Some said he was overrated and he had injury issues.
Yeah, he was not one I liked.
But you did like Roger McCreary, too. That was my personal favorite.
Mm-hmm. I did like him.
Yeah, I did, too. Who was the Georgia safety? Did you like him?
I did not. Scene, whatever his name was.
Right here.
C-line or something.
He was taking one pick after.
He was one.
Yeah. I didn't like him.
George Karlaftis was one pick before. Yay.
Yeah, that just killed me. Santori, you were probably just like me, man. Like, what the hell?
That's
that
why
chap-
I was so dejected that Carl Loftus was off the board. I really wasn't even paying attention when we picked.
I kind of was that way.
I was
too.
like this, just and they said Dax Hill, and I didn't even remember who it was during my scouting. I was like, all right, whatever. And then I looked through my packet to see my notes, and I was like, oh, I had a top 10 grade on the kids, so all right,
Right.
whatever.
Hey, I'll be right back. My dog's barking.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, no, Santori. Yeah, like I said, Roger McQuarrie, people were saying, oh, he's too short. He's too this. The numbers don't lie. You shut down Chase at LSU. To me, that's great right there. But that's the only reason why he wasn't being
Really?
talked about.
Sorry, I was yelling at my dog.
No, it's okay. That he was too short. And but I'm like, okay, he's short, but he was still how is he dominating SEC receivers then?
Height doesn't matter on corners. Length does, and athleticism does. If you're short, as long as you're fast and you can jump, I'm okay. Marcus Jones was one of the shortest guys in the NFL. He was off the charts, and we all wanted him a year ago.
Right.
Get out of Houston. The Patriots were like, hey, be a slot receiver and kick returner. I mean, that kid's electric.
Yeah. I was high in Kyler Gordon, too. Who was the other kid that the Chiefs got who actually did well against us in the playoffs? There was two.
McDuffie. I liked him, too.
No, he did a great job. I tell you what, he showed up in the playoffs. McDuffie did and all that. I remember that. But they had to trade up to get. They had 2 first-round picks. The Chiefs did, but obviously. But Santori, I think we can agree the pass rushers this year are flying in the draft. One thing Malik Wright did say, Nolan Smith. I don't know if you studied him at all yet. He's not going to say how high, but he's pretty up high on the Bengals board. Do you know anything about him?
He's a freak athletically. He's tested very well.
At 28.
I haven't watched enough yet. I just know he's profiling very well. I haven't watched film yet. All I've seen are some clips in his measurements, but based on the measurements, he should be on the board.
Yeah, the people keep saying, well, what would happen with Osai? Nothing, man. You just need to keep adding and adding on to that pass rush.
Don't worry about Osai. Worry about the fact that Hubbard and Hendrickson's contracts are both up after next year.
That too.
I think Hendrickson might have one more year, but their contracts are coming to an end. They're on the back 9 of theirs, so you might want to start getting the next guys ready. That's the thing that you have to do when you're going to start paying everybody on offense. So you just need to constantly reload on defense because contract extensions on defense aren't going to happen.
Do you think, though, does that include Logan Wilson, do you think?
Depends on the market value. I mean, if it's a market value where it's $8 or $9 million a year, I can stomach it.
Yeah.
If it's one of the market values where, like, Shaq Leonard got 20 a year,
right?
Nope. You move on.
Now, Sam Hubbard, do you think he would be highly coveted in free agency, or
Yes.
do you think he would be? The Patriots actually would love him. I think they would.
I don't think he would necessarily break the bank, but I think you'd have 31 teams asking about him.
That's true.
But he can play anywhere.
Now, him being a hometown kid, it wouldn't hurt him. That doesn't hurt, obviously. But yeah.
No. But no, he's highly versatile.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very under the radar pass rusher. He doesn't win all the time.
Yeah.
But for people that like sacks, he's got like 20 sacks over the last 2 years. He's not a slouch, and he's excellent against the run. I mean, he is a very, very, very quality defensive end in the NFL.
Yeah, you could say he's one of the most unappreciated defensive ends too, right?
100%.
Thank you. There you go. Yeah, the interior now can't see. Now, like, a lot of people I talk to say, oh, he's fast. He broke Aaron Donald's record. But I remember you kind of pointed out the short arms. Now, I think he's going to be gone when the Bengals pick. I think somebody will take him. But would that scare you? Would you
think everyone's going to be gone before the Bengals pick?
You think everybody's going to be gone, or?
I think you think everyone's going to be gone. I've talked to you about 30 different prospects, and all of them are going to be gone before the Bengals pick at 28.
Well, Santori, I don't want to, get excited for a player, and I'm like, and my heart gets broken and all that.
That's
So
part of
I
this
just
entire month. Get excited for him.
yeah. Then like Karloftis, man, my heart got broken and all that stuff. I mean, oh my gosh,
Hey, I
man.
already
But no,
bought a
all right.
Darnell Washington jersey.
Right.
No,
No. My nephew's name is George, and I'm like, sweet, I'll get him a little George Karloftis jersey. I'm like, God damn it. But anyway, but Cansey, would that scare you if he was there at 28? Would you still take him?
Everybody and their brother is super, super excited about him right now. He can't stop the run. Everybody kind of forgot that during his 40 time, which is kind of a big thing that you have to do. And everybody's falling in love with this Aaron Donald comparison because they're the same weight and height and went to the same school.
Yep.
First and foremost, Aaron Donald could throw a school bus with one hand tied behind his back. Cansey's not that kind of strong. Aaron Donald single-handedly stopped the Bengals on the last drive on back-to-back run plays and a pass rush in the Super Bowl. Cansey would not have done the back-to-back run plays. We'd have had the first down if that's Cansey over there. Next. He's not someone that's going to play 3 downs. He's going to play 1 and 2 and then need to come off in short yardage situations. He's not going to be out there in goal line situations. He's not going to be out there in 4th and 1. He's not going to be out there on 2nd and 1. You're going to really, really limit his snap count because he can't stop the run, which is still something that's prevalent to do in the NFL. I don't care how fast you run as a defensive tackle, personally. The furthest you're ever going to have to run as a defensive tackle is about 5 feet. You get engaged right away. I don't really need to know what your straight line speed is when you're engaging the center within 5 milliseconds of the snap. It doesn't really matter to me. I care about
how
the 10
fast can you do this?
Right. I care about the 10-yard split. I care about kind of care about the bench press, and I care about your agility drills. I don't care about straight line speed as a 3-tech. I just don't. But at the same time, you've got to be able to stop the run. And Aaron Donald has always stopped the run. It's like people are forgetting that during this entire process. Oh my God, did you see how fast he was? Yeah, he's going to let the running back blow by him at breakneck speeds. Like, you got to be able to tackle somebody. You got to be able to get off blocks. And he really doesn't do it that well when people come at him. I wouldn't touch him in the first round. He'd be a 2nd or 3rd round player for me because I know he's limited.
Yeah, you know what? It doesn't sound like it fits the Bengals because he's that one scheme. You know, is it fair to kind of compare him to Tyler Linderbaum, how the only position he could play is center? I don't know if he would fit the Bengals scheme because we know we can both all agree. Zach likes to have his players be versatile, and you kind of described that's the only thing he can do is like that one thing, though, right?
There's different types of versatility. There's positional versatility, and then there's schematic versatility.
Okay.
You could move him all up and down that defensive line on 3rd down, but he can't be out for the other 2 downs. I mean, teams still run the ball 40 to 45% of the time, which means 40 to 45% of the time he's going to be a non-factor, if not a liability. So I'm not going to spend a 1st-round pick on someone that's going to be ineffective close to 50% of the time. Just it doesn't make sense to me. Like I said, I want these guys to be able to change my franchise, not have to figure out when I can and can't use them.
There you go. Point. If Joe Burrow's the only player we extend this offseason, does the frustration all come back like it was in the past year or past years, or are we okay?
For me, no. For 99% of the fan base, yes, because I don't think people realize how quarterback extensions work. This is how this happens, right? Whatever guaranteed number Joe Burrow gets, that check is stroked right away and put into an escrow holding account. Okay, Joe Burrow gets paid that money as he needs to per his contract, but that money comes out right away. It gets prorated over the contract, it gets prorated over the cap, but guaranteed money is guaranteed money, and that has to come out on day 1, day 2, day 3. There's like 3 different pay periods in the first month and a half that money has to come out. Let's say that number is $200 million. Very well could be. I don't know. I don't know how this contract is going to be structured. If the Bengals only have $250 million in cash liquidity, well, 200 of it's gone. Depends how much it takes to build that reserve back up. So now you're wanting T, who's probably going to get a $35 million guarantee. All right. Well, there's 235 of your 250, and we haven't talked about rookie contracts yet. Well, guess what? The first round pick gets 25 guaranteed. So now we're up close to 300 million of our 250. You haven't signed any free agents yet. You haven't re-signed Pratt or Bell or Bates or whoever you want to re-sign yet.
Does the 28th pick get that much guaranteed?
I don't know. I'm just.
I thought it was like,
even if it's 10.
yeah, I thought it was low.
It's a lot.
Low compared to what you said. I shouldn't say low.
Right. I mean, there's a chart that'll tell me. Here it is. This is from last year, so it'll go up a tick from last year.
Right.
28th overall last year.
It'll go up, what, 8%, roughly? 7.8% or something?
Actually, that doesn't tell me. But I know who the number one. Hold on.
Well, hey, while you're looking it up, let me pose it this way. So, would you like to try to get T done this year
No.
and not have to do T and Jamar next year?
Just wait till next year.
So do both T and Jamar in the same season?
I'm also going to say no. I'm going to say tag T next year and then extend him the following year.
I got you. Okay.
Santori, what do you say to people when they say the longer you wait, the more his price is going to go?
How?
Like,
well,
that's what I say because most people can't explain how the price goes up.
Well, the reason is because other wide receivers get money, and that's just going to drive the price up. Doesn't matter.
Wide receivers average 22% average annual value at the most. The number always goes up because the cap always goes up. It's the same with quarterbacks. Everybody goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe you got 450," and the next year they go, "Oh my God, I can't believe that guy got 480." Well, guys are getting a consistent 19% of the cap. That's where that number is coming from.
Yeah.
So as the number goes up, well, the cap went up too. All they're getting is that chunk of the cap, which means they're not getting any more expensive. The cap's just there's more money to go around, so the slice of the pie doesn't get any bigger. I care about the slice of the pie. If you wait a year, I mean, what's the worst that happens for the Bengals? He has another 1,000-yard season.
Well, no, it depends on who. It depends on who comes up that needs to get another contract on another team. That's what it matters.
Look what Christian Kirk did. What if there's another Christian Kirk?
Because if let's say, and this is hypothetical, it's not real because I don't know if this person is going to be ready to get a contract. But let's say Justin Jefferson next year,
right,
is due to get a new contract.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got Jamar and T. Higgins potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you want to try to go ahead and get that locked up now as opposed to wait for somebody who's going to set the market super, super, super high?
I don't know what you mean by set the market high. The market's set. It's like 20%.
But Santori,
no, he could reset the market. Like he's a player that could reset.
And I'm not going to re-sign anybody. I'll start over.
You'll get rid of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins?
I'll keep one of them. If people are going to go absolutely bonkers and go up to 25%, there's no reason to keep two of them. And I know that's why you're kind of like, oh, well, go ahead and get it locked in now. Well, then if that's the case, T's not going to sign now. He's going to wait to see what these other guys get.
We don't know that.
Yeah.
With
Nobody knows that.
With T's agent, we do know that.
No, we don't.
Yes.
Actually, because it hasn't happened. So we don't know. Like that's 100% fact. We don't.
I that's why I don't worry about it. Just I don't want to spend all of my cash resources in 1 year on one position group. The reason I say no is because I have no idea how much cash the Bengals have on hand. If they've got $500 million cash and they can just sign everybody, yeah, fucking do it right now. That's fine. But I guarantee they don't.
Well, how can you just said you don't know, but now you're saying you guarantee? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know how much they have, but I guarantee it's not a $500 million in cash liquidity.
Hey, the last 2 years have been good. I don't know. No,
The last 2 years combined have been 273 in cash, which that's a lot for their standards. Normally, the Bengals spend about 108% of the cap in cash allotment. This year, they're 224.2. 108% of that is 242 in cash. They've already got about 180 million in commitments, which would tell me they really only have 62 million dollars in cash, unless they've been saving up for a long time, and they've been spending pretty good the last 2 or 3 years. So I really have no idea what they have, but based on an annual track record, it's probably not more than $100 million.
so they've been spending, but they've also been getting new sponsors coming in.
They
They
have,
sold the rights to
and
the
a lot
stadium.
of the sponsorships I'm reading are a couple million here and 5 million here. It's not going to add up to that much. It just depends. How much are they getting from TV revenue from making the playoffs? There's stuff we don't know,
Right.
but I think 500 million would be an astronomical amount considering their entire franchise just came in valued at 2 billion. I can't imagine they're going to be able to cut a check for a quarter of their entire franchise right now.
Well, Santori, what are you worried about? Like Burrow's contract with Herbert, and I think Hurts, obviously not Daniel Jones.
No,
Nobody
no,
get excited about that, but like Herbert and all them, would that kind of make you nervous right now, or no?
no, Burrow's going to get paid more than them anyway.
Okay, even Daniel Jones too.
I would hope so. For the Giants' sake, I would hope that Daniel Jones
Right.
does not make what Burrow makes.
But no,
That's
he's
a
but no,
fact.
they say they're close to the deal. They say it's like 35 to 39 million, but he wants 45 million. I think he'll accept the deal.
But going back to what you said, James, where you're worried that Justin Jefferson could reset the market and maybe it goes up another couple percentages higher. We just had that with Devontae Adams and Christian Kirk a year or two ago. I don't worry about that happening again anytime soon. For the most part, contract rates for the average annual value percentage are pretty standard for like 8 to 10 year runs, especially with the fact that we don't have a new CBA under negotiations or anything yet. People aren't really going to mess with their formulas too much yet. So the most expensive T is going to get is the current rate. And the current rate goes up with the cap. So as far as I'm concerned, save your cash, extend him with a tag as much as I don't want to. Get Jamar under contract because if I had to pick one, it's Jamar. And then I'll worry about T later. T's going to get paid. Don't worry. The only reason I throw out the tag stuff is because I don't know how much flexibility in cash that they have, especially with the giant amount that they're going to have to cut sometime in the next 5 months. That's the only reason I'm hesitant.
Now, let me ask you this, Santori. Say if the best player available, we'll say it's that he's not going to be. No, I know I keep saying this. He's not going to be there. But the Ohio State receiver, say if the best player available is a receiver, is that when you would think about cutting Tyler Boyd if the best player available is a receiver at 28?
I wouldn't cut Boyd. I would just draft the receiver and let Boyd's contract run out.
Okay.
I'd keep all 4 of them. We need another one anyway.
There you go. Okay.
You might as well let the rookie learn under those 3 for a year and work his way into the rotation.
All right.
I have no problem drafting her. If the receiver's the best one at 28, that offers me 2 different venues. It offers me to be a patient with Tyler Boyd, or like if James says, well, what if T gets priced out of the market? Well, here comes Jackson Smith and Jigba, because that's probably the one that would most likely be available at 28. Or here comes Zay Flowers.
Do you take him after he opted out of running the 40 because his time was so slow when he was doing his drills?
I don't care about that.
Look at T.
No?
Higgins. Look at T.
To me,
Higgins.
the 40 is the most overrated thing on the planet.
Look at T. Higgins.
But
James,
you were just giving us all 40 times all day today.
Because
They
they
gave us 40
wanted
times for
updates.
everybody. All
Yeah,
day.
I was sending you the corners 40 times because Dale said he wanted updates because he couldn't get them. So I was just sending them to the group while I was watching it.
Gotcha.
I think it matters a little bit for corners because you have to have makeup speed. But for receivers, if you can get in and out of your cuts, you're going to create separation without speed. I've seen some slow receivers have great careers. It's not all slow corners have great careers.
Jerry Rice, he ran like a 4.8. I think Jerry Rice ran like a 4.6 or something when he was young. And everybody look, I think we all agree he just did fine.
He was okay.
I like James trying to poke holes in my logic tonight while I'm tired.
I mean, they're pretty good holes.
Hey, Santori, I know he's not going to be there.
There's caveats with everything, James.
Do what?
There's caveats with everything.
Oh, I know. I try to find them. What were you saying, Greg?
Well, I was going to joke with Santori again. I know he's not going to be there 28. I know he's not going to be there 28. So,
I'm going to write down all of these guys that you said aren't going to be there at 28.
No. So
half of them are going to be there at 75.
Well, no, Santori, there's a thing I do every year. I do like Greg Luther $25 giveaway. I just like to have some fun with this. I'm not involved in it. As of right now, I got like 22 entries. Nobody puts in money. Winner gets $25 simply. If the Bengals select the guy you're assigned, so if you're assigned a player, you automatically win $25 and all that. But I'm going to need your help, though, picking me like 22 possible players that could be there for us at 28. Could you do that?
I'm trying to decipher what Crip's latest comment was. Run that back again.
Okay, so right now I got 22 people I'm entering right now to a little giveaway I do every year, $25 giveaway.
I better be in it.
22 players that could be there 28 as of right now. Could you help me pick those 22 players that could logically be there or that could be under Bengals consideration, even if you have to get creative a little bit? I know that's a lot of players to think about, but still.
I tell you the easiest way to do it since we pick at 28.
What's that?
Take the top 5 consensus players off your board and take the next 25 and put them in the mix.
Yeah, that's a pretty good.
It's going to be one of them.
Yeah.
So Bryce Young's
unless they reach up for someone around the 35 range.
So take Bryce Young off the board?
Yeah, take out Stroud. Take out any quarterback. I mean, there's 3 or 4 players right there. Take out any running back that isn't Bijan Robinson.
There's 5.
Okay, yeah, I mean you've already whittled down a little bit.
What about Jalen Carter? We don't know what's going to happen with him.
Take out Jalen Carter. They're not going to do that, and I don't think he'll fall that far.
Paris Johnson.
You can take the next 22 right off the board, right there.
What's that?
So I've already taken 6 off your board, and we're at 28. There's 22 left.
What if more go? No, I think we should wait like 2 weeks before the draft because what if more guys start moving up near the end?
They could.
Well, it doesn't matter because he's just talking about a draft slot and a draft slot, and
see everybody
in between.
That's why. So, but no, Santori, I like your way of going. So we you're making this easier than it looks. You can at least say, well, Greg, this is very tough. You could at least try to make it look hard.
It's just math.
All right.
It was my understanding that there would be no math.
Sorry, you said the word
math.
I had to put it out there. I didn't think I was going to talk any math. I was going to say, hey, this guy. Hey, that guy.
Greg, you're right. There could be someone in the next 10 players available, but here's the deal. Their board is not going to differentiate too much from general consensus. The reason why is general consensus boards. Those guys like not Daniel Jeremiah because he actually does his fucking homework, but any of your guys at CBS like Adam Rank, they're not watching these guys. They're talking to coaches and seeing where they fall and coming up with boards that way. And then everybody does the same thing in copies and pastes. I mean, that's kind of how we do it for the most part.
Are you saying Mel Kiper does that?
Mel,
yeah, I was going to say
actually. I think Mel actually sits down and watches people all year and comes out of his cave like Mariah Carey on Christmas
with his helmet head.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to know an idea of who the Bengals are going to pick, genuinely speaking, if we're at 28, go down 12 picks on the consensus 50, go up 12 picks on the consensus 50. It's going to be one of those 25 players.
So the 12th best, so the 13th and on, and then you do like 28 through.
Go like 13 to 40, and that's
Yeah.
probably going to be one of those.
All right, but
Unless somebody falls like a rock, it's going to be one of those.
But Corey, everybody has a different opinion on what that is, though.
For the most part, not too much. Most top 50 boards are with the
Pretty
exception
accurate.
of 5 or 6 guys.
I'll go by Daniel Jeremiah. You said he's pretty accurate, and I trust your judgment. I could go by. You're helping out Joe Goodberry here, so I could go by that too.
Joe's shit is accurate as hell. First off,
yeah. What about Kieran's board with all the LSU players?
I haven't looked at Kieran's stuff yet, actually.
Okay,
I need to.
When does Joe come out? Do you make an announcement when he's coming out?
Joe will announce that.
What about Lindy Sports? I'm trying to look for their draft magazine and all that you find at Kroger's. I actually try to look for that.
I have no idea.
Yeah. All right, but no, you helped me out here, Santori. Okay, but yeah, man. Like I say, like you say, you just never know and all that, man. There's gotta see what happens to free agency first. But do you think they could invest? So Malik Wright said they're not going after a starter, but a depth piece because he asked. So Malik Wright asked Duke Tobin, what's your take on the offensive line? He said, we were great when we were all healthy, meaning it sounds like they're willing to wait for La'el Collins to get healthy, and we're looking for a guy to fill in till Collins comes back. Do you agree with that statement?
I agree with some of it. I disagree with the very first thing Duke said was great when healthy. They were average when healthy.
Right.
I can't imagine that they are going to go into this season with the idea that La'el Collins is going to be the starter, which means you don't have a starter. I know that you don't necessarily want to invest in a starter if you plan on keeping La'el for hopefully the back end of this season and next year. And if that's their plan, which they very well could because he's not expensive by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
Then it would be a depth piece until La'el's back. I mean, if you could get someone like an Illuminor for 10, 12 games, because Collins is set back to be sometime around October, November. If you can piecemeal that right tackle spot together for 10 weeks, which we've been doing for 5 years, seemingly, and if you really have faith in La'el at that point, then you've got a decent depth piece and you can count on La'el, which I wouldn't, and then you can reassess again next offseason. Personally, I would go after the best piece that I could that's not going to break the bank and ask La'el to restructure because
Illuminor is only going to be, what, 4 or 5 million or so?
That's his projected market
Something
value.
like that?
Yeah.
And a lot of times those are too high. I mean, the projected market value on what's his name? I think it was Laramie Tunsil last year, the guy everybody wanted. Whoever that left tackle everybody wanted last year. His projected market value was 33, and it ended up being
Armstead?
Yeah, Armstead, him. His projected market value was supposed to be 33 a year, and he ended up getting 24 a year. So, I mean, those numbers are off too. Hayden Hurst
Jawan Taylor
number is $9 million a year. He's not going to get that.
Right.
No, Jawan Taylor's projected to get $16 million a year. If we could get him or McGlinchey for $12 million, would you do that personally?
I don't know shit about Jawan Taylor. Straight up. Couldn't tell you a damn thing about him. Didn't even know who he played for until
he's been talked about, though, right? A bunch of.
I know people are tossing the name around. Don't know anything about him. I guess he plays right tackle. Couldn't tell you who he played for, how well he played.
His run.
Oh, we're losing.
He's a great pass blocker. He's done better pass blocker. He's not a great run blocker.
Let's see if he's a great pass blocker.
No, I'm here.
You're very laggy.
You guys hear me now?
Maybe. Yeah, I can
All
hear
right,
you.
hold on. Let me see if I can come back.
Your video is.
All right, so this guy played for Jacksonville, right?
Yes.
All right, he's a terrible run blocker, apparently. Let's see here. All right. Pass blocking efficiency. Let's look at pressures allowed. First off, where's he ranking penalties? I'll tell you what I think of his.
Can I guess a percentage?
I've never watched his film, so I'm going off of metrics right now.
Don't say it, but I want to guess a percentage. Like, I'm going to guess top 30%. Like, that's bad, is what I mean.
In penalties,
Yeah, that's my guess.
um,
I have no idea. I'm just guessing.
there's 52 qualifiers, and he's 21.
So that's not top 30. It's close.
Well,
Like percent, I mean.
right, but he only had 3 penalties over the course of 17 games.
Oh, that's solid. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
most tackles don't have a bunch of penalties.
That's great.
Lael. So he's rock solid there.
Greg is lagging again. You there, bud?
Total pressures allowed.
I'm here.
Damn.
Am I good, or am I still?
You're really laggy. I think it's the video. I don't think it's your audio. I think it's all video.
He was bottom 6 in a good way for pressures allowed.
Oh, that's good.
He only gave up 16 pressures in 17 games. For reference, Jonah Williams gave up 43.
I was going to say, I'll take that all day long.
Damn, I let.
Yeah, I mean he's fine. There's nothing here that scares me. He gave up 5 sacks, but he had 1,000. He had 700 pass blocking reps, which is top 10. So I mean he
Oh, wow.
doesn't give up many sacks.
Right.
Pass blocking efficiency, he's top 4 in the NFL. He doesn't give up shit. What's this guy going to cost?
No.
He's only 25.
Oh, he'll be kind of expensive.
Yeah,
But
he'll be expensive
Like
now.
the talk was that they were going to franchise tag him.
Yeah.
And
Saying.
then they franchise tagged Evan Ingram.
Yep.
So everybody.
His market value is 14.
That's not horrible.
Not horrible.
No,
That's great
it's
value.
not.
Only 14?
Not for a tackle.
No, the average top 5 starting right tackles in the NFL make about 25 a year, so that's half the price. And he has top 5 numbers, so
Yeah.
he's somewhat now. Granted, how much yearly consistency is there?
Bless you, sir.
So he was drafted.
Sugar.
He was drafted in 19. He played well in 21. He played well in 22. He sucked in 20.
Yeah, no, I remember him. Yeah.
He played well in 19. He's only had one bad year, and it was 3 years ago. It was a sophomore season.
What? Forget.
There's no way they're only going to get him $14 million. He's a $25 million tackle.
Okay, so next.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say next. They know something we don't. I mean, those Spotrac guys are smart. I don't understand why he wouldn't be worth 20 to 25 a year. If you can get him at 40, do it.
Market change. Someone's going to overpay him.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Someone overpays. This is also a deep tackle class. That might be why the market's lower.
Yeah, good point.
But I'll put it this way. You wouldn't bitch if we got him, obviously, right?
No, I'd be happy. I would. I mean, if you cut Mixon and Collins, you can get him for what you're paying now, and you have a better O-line, and you don't have a problem at running back.
Right.
Easy fix.
Boom!
That would be something I would do immediately.
Okay.
Now, McGlinchey, he was another one that was mentioned.
McGlinchey is very overrated.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Well, no, he gets hurt too.
He's Jonah Williams on the right side. You want two of them?
No.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to pay more for him than you would Jonah, and he is the same person.
Okay, let me ask a question.
I mean, the Raiders.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Greg. You're good.
No, ask the question. No.
I'm going off topic. You go ahead.
Raiders guy, what Dale found out was third in the league in penalties. So that scares the hell out of me. Now, I know we have Frank Pollock, but wouldn't that still scare the hell out of you? But he had like a 79 grade, apparently, but he was third in the league in penalties. Wouldn't that scare the hell out of you?
Well, let's see where he is in penalties. It's Illuminor, right?
Yeah.
He was not third in the league in penalties.
Yep.
He had 3 penalties, and he was 21st. It's the same as the previous guy.
So that's not terrible.
There you go.
No, he's going to have 3 penalties the whole year.
Oh.
Once a month, he's going to have a
Okay.
penalty.
Well, what was his passing grade?
76.
That's good enough for me.
All right. My question.
Next one.
Oh, that one's right.
Yeah, another.
You'd be happy you're not here.
Oh, damn. You can't even
A grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, I can't eat one of them right now.
Uh-oh.
No. All right. You cannot say depends on who's available. You're not
Okay.
allowed to say that for this question.
Okay.
Would you trade out of 28?
No.
I am all for trading out of picks.
I like that 5th-year option. No,
Because
that's just personally.
I personally hate the 5th-year option, but
I
Okay,
think
well,
you could, and I'll give you my opinion real quick. I think that you could probably trade into the very front of the second round, still get a guy you want, and accumulate a few more picks. Is my thought process on that.
I have
don't know if I'm right.
I've always said draft picks are lottery tickets.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
get as many lottery tickets as you can. None of them are guaranteed to work out.
Yep.
Never know which one's going to work. None of us have the crystal ball, so you might as well get as many as you can.
the more that you have, the better chance you have at one passing, right?
Yep.
All right. Fair
If you
enough.
suck at drafting and you suck at gambling, you might as well get all the free lottery tickets you can.
And especially if you're late in the first round. Like,
No, okay. So if you don't think the 5th-year option is that important, then I'd be okay. Now, if it's a running back, that actually works out for me because I get 5 years.
I think if he's good enough, if the player's good enough, you're going to give him another contract anyway.
But here's the thing, if like James said, if the player's good enough, he's getting extended after the 3rd year. If you're waiting until the 5th year to extend him, Jonah, how important was that 5th-year option? Because I think a lot of people would rather Jonah not be here and try and upgrade right now.
It's Lee Higgins. Oh, sorry. Oh, I coughed.
No, T doesn't get one because he was 2nd round.
Oh, my.
I know.
Well, no. And you know what? And after the 4th, and say, yeah, 6th-round player, if you really wanted to try to keep him again, you could franchise tag him, right?
Yeah.
You could.
Why not? You're allowed to franchise someone 2 straight years. I mean, so
Yep.
technically, you'll hear this periodically, and it's tongue in cheek
Yeah.
because it never happens. When you draft someone in the 1st round, you have 7 years of control.
Yeah. Yep. That is.
Well, no, Orlando Brown, isn't he
100%
getting tagged a second time?
I doubt it. Players hate it. Players
Yep.
unions are fit about it. It's expensive. And I think there's a caveat. If they
Yeah.
tag you a second time, you don't have to sign it. Like the first time around, I think you do. The second time, I think you can tell the team to fuck off. So I don't think so. Orlando Brown's going to be a free agent as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I got you. Let's see. I just felt like playing it. Sorry.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm probably about ready to head to bed. It's getting late.
Me-
How are you guys doing?
I want to die. So,
Are you going to work tomorrow?
Hey,
yes, sir.
Santori, you get the Michael Jordan Flu Game Award, man. I give you credit, man. You did like what, 3 shows in a row today?
Hold on. It wasn't flu.
It was stomach virus.
Oh, that's right.
It
He had
was
the stomach
pizza.
bug.
He
It
ate
was
the
the
whole
pizza
pizza himself.
Yeah, like it's
That's
not.
right.
I told my boss, I was like, I think it could be food poisoning. He was like, food poisoning doesn't come out of both ends. Or he said, stomach bug doesn't come out of. Stomach bug comes out of one end, not both ends.
Well, no, you were eating mozzarella sticks earlier, though, bud. You
I
seem
was. Yeah, like my stomach feels better now, but whatever I had was about 24 hours. And it's done. Because I started feeling like shit yesterday at work. We're past 24 hours now. I mean, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Now,
told my
Santori-
boss I thought it was food poisoning, and he said food poisoning comes out one end, not both.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know if that's true or not. And he said, if it's using both escape routes, that's a stomach bug. You need to get the hell out of here. I'm like, all right.
Both escape routes.
Santori, have you ever done both at once ever?
Have I ever done what at once?
Puking
No,
crap.
both ends at, you know what I'm saying? Puke.
Yeah, this morning I shot. I was on the toilet shitting my pants out, and I leaned over and projectile puked into the tub, just so I had somewhere to put it. It was either puke in my lap or puke in the toilet.
Yeah, I've been there, buddy.
Hey, 3 + 2 is 1.
Listen, you little wiseacre. I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong.
You were literally too stupid to insult.
Thank you. Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
That's all I wanted to play.
Matilda, that was one of my favorites. Yeah.
What'd you do?
Santori,
He's in the bathroom.
of course. Can we just call you Bathroom Tory or no Toilet Tory? Toilet Tory.
That's fine.
All right, Toy. We'll call you TT.
Oh gosh. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So everybody, we enjoy everybody listening. We enjoy everybody watching. We appreciate everybody for doing that. Don't forget Houday 9 for BriminghornMeadery.com. You get 15% off on your order of 2 bottles or more. That essentially takes care of shipping. That will, if you're in Montana, guess what? Not allowed to get it.
Sorry.
Not sure why, but you're not allowed. And so
Dude,
we always play.
Fiber thing giveaway.
Yeah, I will. We always play this for our sponsor, Birminghorn. Gotta love it.
Yep. What are you doing?
Call
Oh,
somebody.
What's up?
Now you're echoing.
Yeah, hold on.
I took you off of the other one.
I don't get it.
Huh?
I don't get it.
Oh, you're good? Well, kind of good.
I shut the door.
Yeah, it's a little better. Yeah, you're right. Pork chop. Love the impromptu listen at work.
Yeah.
There's Crip, gentlemen, great show, and Miles, don't hold back. We can handle your big brain, buddy. We are fans who think we with our heads and not our hearts.
There you go. Hey, we should do the thing with what's his name, Rex from Toy Story. What do we do now? It's like use your head, and I don't want to use my head. There you go. Oh my God.
Oh goodness. Oh man. Well, I'm assuming you're doing your business. But
You can assume anything you want.
yep, we appreciate everybody for watching. Thank you so much. Do not forget, we do have a giveaway. Once we hit 200 subscribers on YouTube, we're giving away both of these prints right here. Both of them are autographed. The AJ Green one's autographed by Tyler Eifert. No, I'm just kidding. AJ Green, autographed by AJ Green. Tyler Eifert, autographed by Tyler Eifert. The Tyler Eifert is, I think, 16 by 20. I think the AJ Green is the same.
Yeah.
It's just flipped horizontal. Really awesome pieces. So please make sure you get subscribed to our YouTube channel. Tell everybody about it. Make sure that they're getting subscribed because we want to make sure that we're building that up and getting everything done that we want to get done. So we're going to give both of these away to the winner once we hit 200 subscribers. So please make sure you take care of that. We want to give it away. We want to give away both of them, and we don't want to keep them. We want them to go to you guys. So please make sure you take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Greg, you got anything? Any parting words you want to say?
Guys, there's never an off season for us Bengals fans. We're always thinking, I can't wait for the 15th. Free agency's getting closer and closer. Hey, combine tomorrow, tight ends. Let's keep an eye on those tight ends, man. I'll be happy with any of them. I just get more excited as this comes on. I can't wait for the tampering period to happen. I think something big's going to happen. I think we're going to go into the draft to getting a player that we don't have to be forced to pick. That is my number one priority. Just take a player that does not have to be a priority.
I love that. Gosh, and I hope you're right. And I think you're probably going to be right.
I trust. I mean, years ago, we would never trust this. It's like we see all these free agents, and I'm like, well, we know that's not going to happen. But it's that, buddy, to quote Bob Dylan, the times are changing. As good as him, but yeah.
That's right. All right, everybody. We love everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you guys for sure on Monday, 7 o'clock. Rally around the Natty. We'll be on. We're going to be talking about, I'm sure, probably combine. We're going to be talking about offensive line too. So, and I'm talking current offensive line on the Bengals. That's what we're going to be talking about. So make sure you tune in. 7 o'clock. Rally around the Natty. Hooday, everybody. We love you guys.
Hooday.
And right into the stretch. Looking back and throws up the middle.